बनवारी कृष्ण मुरारी, ओ बनवारी कृष्ण मुरारी, नाथ नगर नंदलाल हमारे दुख हरो गोपाल। नाथ नगर नंदलाल हमारे दुख हरो गोपाल। और के दुख हरो है तुमने, हमारे भी दुख हरो गोपाल। ओ बनवारी कृष्ण मुरारी, ओ बनवारी कृष्ण मुरारी, नाथ नगर नंदलाल हमारे दुख हरो गोपाल। नगर नंदलाल दुख हरो गोपाल। और के दुख हरो है तुमने, हमार भी दुख हरो गोपाल। और के दुख हरो है तुमने, हमार भी दुख हरो गोपाल। जमुना तट पर श्याम मुरारी, आए गोकुल के नर नारी। जमुना तट पर श्याम मुरारी, आए गोकुल के नर नारी। जमुना जी है सुखी सुखी, बैल की प्यासी गैया भूखी। जमुना जी है सुखी सुखी, बैल की प्यासी गैया भूखी। आस लगाए सब बैठे हैं, आस लगाए सब बैठे हैं। आओ ब्रज के बाल हमारे दुख हरो गोपाल। आओ ब्रज के बाल हमारे दुख हरो गोपाल। और के दुख हरो है तुमने, हमार भी दुख हरो गोपाल। ओ बनवारी कृष्ण मुरारी, ओ बनवारी कृष्ण मुरारी, नाथ नगर नंदलाल हमारे दुख हरो गोपाल। नाथ नगर नंदलाल हमारे दुख हरो गोपाल। नाथ नगर नंदलाल हमारे दुख हरो गोपाल। जय गुरु ओंकारा, जय जय सद्गुरु ओंकारा। ओम जय गुरु ओंकारा, जय जय सद्गुरु ओंकारा। ओम ब्रह्मा विष्णु सदा शिवाय, ब्रह्मा विष्णु सदा शिवाय। हर 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 महादेवाय, हर 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 महादेवाय। जय गुरु ओंकारा, जय जय सद्गुरु ओंकारा। ओम जय गुरु ओंकारा, सद्गुरु ओंकारा। ओम ब्रह्मा विष्णु सदा शिवाय, ब्रह्मा विष्णु सदा शिवाय। ब्रह्मा विष्णु सदा शिवाय, ब्रह्मा विष्णु सदा शिवाय। हर 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 महादेवा, हर 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 महादेवा। हर 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 महादेवा, हर 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 महादेवा। जय गुरु ओंकारा, जय जय सद्गुरु ओंकारा। ओम जय गुरु ओंकारा, जय जय सद्गुरु ओंकारा।
Namaskar and Sitaram to everybody. To our audience here in the hall of the Bishram Gopi Bhavan of the National Council of Indian Culture, Diwali Nagar. On behalf of the NCIC, let me welcome everybody and also welcome our listening audience on the respective radio stations that are carrying this broadcast live, and also our viewing audience on IETV. This is our fifth night of this 36th Annual Yajna that comes as a forerunner to Diwali Nagar. And every year we choose a theme for Diwali Nagar, and we also use that theme for our Yajna. And the theme this year is Dharti Mata, or Mother Earth. And over the 4 nights, you have heard Gita Vahini ji and Pandita Vedanand, give their perspectives and their reflections on the theme, Dharti Mata, Mother Earth. And tonight, for the remaining 3 nights of this Yajna, we are very honored and we are very privileged to have with us as our Vyasji, Swami Prakashananda, who was born in California, Trinidad. So he's a son of the soil of Trinidad and Tobago. And Swamiji attended the Couva Private Grammar School. And thereafter, he migrated to Canada to pursue tertiary education at York University, where he did his bachelor's degree in political science and philosophy at Toronto's York University. His spiritual awakening was further triggered when he met Puja Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda ji, the founder of Chinmaya Mission. Swamiji also pursued his law degree at Banaras Hindu University in India, after which he returned to Trinidad as a brahmachari. He initiated Chinmaya Mission activities in Trinidad and Tobago and is committed and dedicated to serving Sanatana Dharma. And for those of us, we would know the Chinmaya Ashram here in Trinidad and Tobago and the fantastic and wonderful work that is being done by this mission, serving the cause of Sanatana Dharma and also playing a key role in nation building through the education of children at the school. Swamiji is known for his humility, his astute leadership style, and unique presentation style. He is well learned in our dharmic traditions, the Hindu dharmic traditions. And one thing about Swamiji is accessible to everybody. He's a rational person, full of a special wit that we will be exposed to tonight. And for those of us who know him, that charming wit of his, and a very thoughtful person. Also, he's a great chaiwala. He makes great tea. And he can be extremely creative in the kitchen. So it is indeed, my privilege to hand you over to Swamiji.
Jai Shri Ram. हरे राम 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 सीता राम 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 हरे राम राम सब गाइए
सीता राम राम राम
हरे राम 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 सीता राम राम राम
सीता राम राम राम
सीता राम राम राम
सीता राम राम राम
सीता राम राम राम
कौन सी आरती which आरती we doing hmm? ओम जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे भक्त जनों के संकट दास जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे भक्त जनों के संकट दास जनों के संकट में दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरे जो ध्यावे फल पावे दुख बिन से मन का स्वामी दुख बिन से
मन का
सुख संपत्ति हर आवे
सुख संपत्ति घर आवे
अष्टमी ते तन का
ओम जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे भक्त जनों के संकट दास जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरे
मात पिता तुम मेरे शरण गहूँ किसकी स्वामी शरण
कहूँ किसकी
तुम बिन और न दूजा
तुम बिन और न दूजा
प्रभु बिन और न दूजा
प्रभु बिन और न दूजा
आस करूं किसकी
ओम जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे भक्त जनों के संकट दास जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरे
तुम पूरन परमात्मा तुम अंतर
ब्रह्म परमेश्वर
तुम सबके स्वामी।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संकट, दास जनों के संकट, क्षण में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
विषय विकार मिटाओ, पाप हरो देवा।
स्वामी पाप हरो देवा,
श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ,
श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ।
संतन की सेवा।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संकट, दास जनों के संकट, क्षण में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
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 त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव, त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव, त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव, त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। ॐ। Please all sit. This is a very famous bhajan by Sant Kabir Sahib. He says, Binu sat sangak kumati nahi chute. Kumati means all the dementations of the mind and the constant tendency of the mind to make the wrong choice rather than the right choice because of tamas in the mind and all that. He said that will never go away unless we find ourselves in satsang. Chahe jao Mathura, whether we go to Mathura, chahe jao Kashi. Kashi means Banaras. Antar ghat ka daag na chhute. The stains of the mind means all the impurities that we have imbibed for a long time, they will not go unless we find ourselves in satsang. Chahe padho pothi, chahe padho Gita. Whether we read all scriptures and Gita and everything, if we don't find ourselves in satsang, these impurities of the mind will not go away. Bina guru gyan bharam nahi tute. Without knowledge from the teacher, no matter how many scriptures I study by myself, if the knowledge is not imparted by a proper guru, the bharam means bhram means delusion, it will not go away. Chahe puje devi, chahe puje deva. Whether we worship the devi or the deva, jarta bhav kabahu nahi chute. The tamas and inertia in the mind will not go away unless we find ourselves in satsang. This is all because of satsang. Kahe Kabir suno vai sadho, bina vivek maya nahi lute. Without developing the intellectual faculty of discrimination, Maya will forever steal our mind away. Just we'll sing and then we'll see after. बिन सत्संग कुमति नहीं छूते।
बिनु सत्संग कुमति नहीं छूते।
छूते नहीं राम, छूते नहीं राम, छूते नहीं राम,
छूते नहीं राम।
बिन सत्संग कुमति नहीं छूते।
बिनु सत्संग कुमति नहीं छूते।
बिन सत्संग कुमति नहीं छूते।
बिनु सत्संग कुमति नहीं छूते।
चाहे पाओ जब मथुरा, चाहे जाओ काशी,
चाहे जाओ मथुरा, चाहे जाओ काशी।
चाहे जाओ मथुरा, चाहे जाओ काशी,
चाहे जाओ मथुरा, चाहे जाओ काशी।
अंतर घट का दाग न छूते।
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 बिन सत्संग कुमति नहीं छूते।
बिन सत्संग कुमति नहीं छूते।
छूते नहीं राम, छूते नहीं राम,
छूते नहीं राम, छूते नहीं राम।
बिन सत्संग कुमति नहीं छूते।
बिन सत्संग कुमति नहीं छूते।
चाहे पढ़ो पोथी, चाहे पढ़ो गीता,
चाहे पढ़ो पोथी, चाहे पढ़ो गीता।
चाहे पढ़ो पोथी, चाहे पढ़ो गीता,
चाहे पढ़ो पोथी, चाहे पढ़ो गीता।
बिना गुरु ज्ञान भरम नहीं टूटे।
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 बिन सत्संग कुमति नहीं छूटे।
बिन सत्संग कुमति नहीं छूटे।
चाहे पूज देवी, चाहे पूज देवा,
चाहे पूज देवी, चाहे पूज देवा।
चाहे पूज देवी, चाहे पूज देवा,
चाहे पूज देवी, चाहे पूज देवा।
जड़ता भाव कबहू नहीं छूते।
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 बिन सत्संग कुमति 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 नहीं छूते।
कहे कबीर सुनो भाई साधो,
कबीर सुनो है साधो।
कहे कबीर सुनो भाई साधो,
कबीर सुनो है साधो।
बिना विवेक माया नित लूटे।
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 बिन सत्संग मति नहीं छूटे।
बिन सत्संग कुमति 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 नहीं छूते,
बिन सत्संग कुमति नहीं छूते।
सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। Okay, we'll just do salutations to Bhagavan Ganesh, salutations to Mother Saraswati, and salutations to Guru, whoever your Guru is at that time. You keep in your mind him or her. गजाननं भूतगणातिसेवितं कपितजम्बू फलसारभक्षणम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणम् नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पादपङ्कजम् या कुन्देन्दुतुषारहारधवला या शुभ्र वस्त्रावृता या वीणा वरदण्डमण्डित करा या श्वेत पद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युत शंकर प्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः हरि ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम
सब जाइए
जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय
राम
बिनु सत्संग एक न होई राम कृपा बिनु सुलभ न सोई
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम
रघुकुल रीति से चली आई, प्राण जाई बरु बचन न जाई।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
मंगल भवन मंगल हारी, तब उस दशरथ अजर बिहारी।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
राम कथा के तेई अधिकारी, सत्संगति अति प्यारी।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
मोरे तुम प्रभु गुर प्रीतु माता, जाऊं कहाँ तजी पद जल जाता।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
राम 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 सीता राम राम राम,
बोलो राम 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 सीता राम राम राम।
हरे राम 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 सीता राम राम राम,
हरे राम 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 सीता राम राम राम।
राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम राम।
राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम राम।
सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। Okay, thank you, Dirupji, for your most wonderful introduction here. And okay, I have it written here, Dharti Mata. That is our topic for these 7 nights. And today I tried to call. I spoke with actually Geeta ji and Pandit Vedanand ji to ask them what they talked, so that I don't talk the same thing, you know. Otherwise, I'll come here and bore you with repetition. So, and they told me what all things they said and all. So today I'll just take it in a little bit different direction. So if you see the phrase Dirupji introduced, Dharti Mata, this is our phrase, huh? So in that there is Mata, and Dharti means earth. So 2 words, earth and Mata. And it is interesting that Hindus have called the earth as mother. We call Ganga Nadi as mother, Ganga Maiya. We all say Ganga Maiya ki Jai, like that. So the river is our mother, the earth is our mother. Gai Mata, the cow is our mother, representing the animal kingdom. People who look on from the outside, who are non-Hindus, who look from the outside and look into Sanatana Dharma, they say, what is wrong with you Hindu people? Everything is Mata? Everything is Mata? But I tell you, the only way you're going to understand all of these things is if you really understand what we call as Vishwadrishti of Sanatana Dharma. Vishwadrishti of Sanatana Dharma means the world view. Sanatana Dharma's world view. That is a very important thing. Huh? See, in our ordinary life, we are not really concerned about all of these philosophical things. We are just concerned about, this week, okra cheap in the market, so you buy plenty. Or whatever is cheap that week, you buy plenty. You could freeze it and keep it, We are concerned about those things and who have a sale where, ordinary things. We are just go and fill up your tank because tomorrow is budget and gas going up. Those kind of ordinary things people think and talk about and discuss and this, all those kind of things. As soon as they come and fix the road, Vasa come in. All Trini, Trini life? So ordinary things. What to talk about worldview and, Vishwadrishti, Sanatan Dharma ke. But if you really have to understand Sanatan Dharma fundamentally, you will have to actually understand Sanatan Dharma's worldview and how it is derived, and then only Dharti Mata, Ganga Maya, Go Mata, or they will all make sense. Otherwise, what happens, we are just carrying a legacy which we have inherited from somebody, from the ancestors. We have inherited it, we are carrying it, but we are just carrying without knowing what we are carrying. That is not so good. If you are carrying something, you should know what you are carrying. You go on saying also Dharti Mata, Ganga Maya, like that. But why and how is it derived? So now please pay attention to this. Now this is going to get a little bit philosophical. You will have to, as we say in Trini language, you have to bust your brain a little bit. But that's okay. Because we done already, just to speak little Trini, we already bust our brains with all other things. Why not bust your brains a little bit with scriptures? So now, Sanatan Dharma, and we have to try also as we are going along. I am trying also my best because we are brought up with a Western education and all of that. We are trying to change many of the terminologies, nomenclature that we have been using over these years. So we have been calling ourselves Hindus, but the proper terminology is we are Sanatanis, because the religion is called as Sanatana Dharma. It's a proper name. Somebody gave us a nickname, Hindu, so we have been going by our nickname only. Sanatana Dharma is the proper terminology, name. All right. So Sanatana Dharma is first of all based in the Vedas. And for he who accepts the Vedas as authority, that person is called a Sanatani. And the Vedas have three portions basically. One portion deals with karma kanda, means all rituals and all the various things like that. The other kanda the other part of it is called as upasana kanda. First it's called karma kanda, then upasana kanda. Upasana kanda deals with all various types of training the mind and symbolism and a whole lot of things like that, upasana. And finally, also training the heart, upasana. And finally, there's the last portion of the Vedas, which is called as Upanishad or Vedanta. Vedanta, iti Vedanta. The last portion deals with all the philosophical, fundamental teachings of the world. Means metaphysical teaching of the world. And it is from that metaphysical teaching of the world that our world view is derived. So I will just simply tell now about this world view and how it is derived from that philosophical portion called the Upanishads at the end of the Vedas. First thing is, whatever is taught there in the Upanishad is quite antithetical to what we ordinarily experience or think or understand. What I mean by that is, you see yourself as separate and distinct and unconnected to me. This is how we ordinarily see the world, isn't it? All of you see yourself as separate, distinct, and unconnected, unrelated, and all. We see all ourselves like that, and unconnected to others and things in the world, and unrelated and all that. So that is our ordinary understanding, ordinary view, vision, or what we hold, right? But really, the Upanishads teach something else. The Upanishads teach, the Rishi tradition teaches, that we are intimately connected to every single thing in the universe, or if you want to say that the reverse also, every single thing in the universe is connected to us. We are not disconnected. We have never been. We are not now disconnected, and we will never be disconnected from anything in this universe. We are all intimately connected. Huh? Now, that is not very easy to understand. I mean, it is easy to say, and it's easy to repeat also and write in essays, but it is not easy to understand this thing. So I will try now to explain this, and then we'll come. All this is to lead up to this only, Dharti Mata. So now see, I'll give a simple example first, and then we'll come to the principle. So the example is this thing. You know, right here in Chandan Nagar, just down the road from here, there are so many potters, people who do work with clay. So they go to Carlson Field and they get big truckloads of clay and they bring there. And then they mold that clay and all of that sort of thing, and knead it and everything. And then they shape various objects out of clay. And then they line them up on the side of the highway and all, keep on selling there. Okay. So now clay is malleable and allows itself to be fashioned into various types of things. In Sanskrit, the technical word for that is, clay allows various nama rupa to be superimposed on it. So you could take this clump of clay. You know, it's quite like in the old days, in school they used to give something called plasticine. Now I think they're calling Play-Doh to children, right? So you could take that Play-Doh, like the clay, and you could shape it into whatever you want. Clay allows itself to be shaped. In other words, you can superimpose nama rupa on it. So if you shape it like a dog, then what you have done, you take this clump of clay, shape it like a dog, and you have thereby superimposed nama rupa, which is called as dog is nama, and rupa is that shape of that dog, form. Nama rupa, right? So clay allows itself that. But clay does not allow itself to take infinite number of forms. You cannot take clay and shape it into a thought. You cannot take clay and shape it into air. It cannot take the nama rupa of air, or a thought, or of emotion. So while it allows itself to take a finite number of nama rupa, names and forms, it does not allow itself to take infinite number of names and forms. And in nature you can get many things like that, that allows itself to take many names. Human beings also. Look, now you see, now I dress up like this and I come here. Right? When I am in the ashram, I put on a big hat and the tall boots and One day one man walked in the ashram, and I was in front with a shovel and a tall boots and a hat. So he said, Sitaram. I said, Sitaram. He said, I came to see Swami. I said, well, just walk straight down here. You see a sign there, it mark ashram office. There's a girl in that office. You have to make an appointment to see the Swami in that office. He went away nicely. You know. He made an appointment and everything. And so, the ordinary human being also, he changes nama, roop. He looks like this at one place, and he looks like that at one place. It changes, go on changing. So in the same way, the clay can go on changing different nama rupa. You could take this clump and make this. Now, one more thing. Just please pay attention to this. I'll just throw it out to you. You'll keep it in mind because it will become very important later on. If you take a clump of clay, you break it in two, and you take this clump and you make Ram. You take this clump and you make Ravan. By doing that, do you make this clay divine and this clay evil? Do the Nama Rupa affect the clay in any way? Name and form. Do they affect the clay in any way? Actually, absolutely not. If this clay was saline, the clump of clay was saline, when you taste Ram, it will taste saline only. You taste Ravan, you'll taste saline. Nama Rupa really cannot do anything. Name and form cannot do anything to the substance upon which they are superimposed. The substance remains untouched. Anyway, so that point you please keep because it will become very important when you study Vedanta and Upanishad later on. But now, to get back to my point is, the clay can only allow itself to take a finite number of names and forms. But there is something at the fundamental level of this universe which science has been trying to find for a very long time. Still haven't found it. What exactly is at the root of the universe? And science goes on spending billions and trillions to try to find out that thing. And we tell, Are bhaiya, why are you spending billions and trillions to try to find out what is at the root of the universe? You go and buy an Upanishad, it only costs you $5. Buy Upanishad, it will cost you $5. And you will find out what is at the root of the universe. And the root of the universe is called existence. And that existence in Sanskrit is called as Sat. Sat is also called as Chit. Don't think there are two things, two qualities, straight, nothing. They are one and same. That Sat is also called as Chit. And that Chit is also called as Ananda. 3 names for one thing. Therefore, we go on chanting Sat, Chit, Ananda. Sat, Chit, Ananda. And you hear this word all the time. Now, while clay can only take on finite number of names and forms, Sat can take on infinite number of names and forms. Anything conceivable, inconceivable, whatever. Sat can take any number of names and forms. And when we say infinite, we mean infinite. This is Upanishadic teaching. Huh? And what is the proof that everything in this universe is made up of that Sat? Existence? Well, that is a very simple thing. This thing exists or not? Well, it exists, it is here. You exist, I exist. Between us, there is space. The space exists or not? Well, the space very well exists, isn't it? So now, what is there in the universe is just an unending string, an endless string of existence which has taken on various names and forms. Here it has taken on name and form of wire. Here it has taken on name and form of microphone. And here it has taken on name and form of space. And it's taken on name and form of stars and moon and sky and whatever you call it, whatever you see in this universe, anything you touch, you're touching existence in that thing's form. And its existence in this form touching existence in this form. Because this exists also. One fellow went to the doctor and said, "Doc, I have pain all over my body." The doctor said, "But it's a peculiar thing. First time I hear a patient have pain all over his body." "Yes, doctor, anywhere I touch, it pain in. Anywhere I touch." Doctor checked he out thoroughly and realized his finger broken. So anywhere he touch, it pain here. But here, anywhere we touch, we are touching existence only. And not only that, existence is touching existence. Now tell, if everything in this universe is fashioned out of existence, carved out of existence, everything is existence with name and form, how can I ever be separate from you? And how can you ever be separate from me? Because there is no gap in existence. I exist, I made up 100% of existence. This is made up 100% of existence. You are made up 100% of existence. And the space between us is also made up 100% of existence. Then how can we be separate? We are intimately tied with one unending, endless string of existence. Mai sarvamidam protam sutre marigana iva. Bhagavan says, matta parataram nanyat kinchit in Gita. Other than this one existence, Bhagavan is saying, he is that existence. We call it a Brahman, we call it a Paramatma, whatever you want to call that existence. Sat. He says, I am that existence, the one unending existence, infinite, endless existence of this universe. That one existence has taken on all the various names and forms which we are seeing in this universe. One existence has taken on. Existence lends itself to infinite names and forms. Because when you have an emotion, the emotion exists or not. But you could not take clay and make an emotion. Clay lent itself only to a finite number of names and forms. But existence lends itself to infinite number of names and forms. Now, from this standpoint, everything in this universe, every single thing is divine. Everything is fashioned from that one existence and it is divine. And when you call something evil, when you call something not divine, we are only saying that from a certain perspective. That's from a certain angle. You know how many people thought Ravan was such a nice man? Up till now, there are people who still think he's a nice man. Anyway, now, the universe is made up of one thing. This is called as oneness. So now in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan tells a very nice thing. He says that what we have in front of our eyes is avibhaktam vibhakteshu vibhaktam ivacha sthitam. Meaning to say that the one thing appears to be broken up in all of these things. There's piece here, piece here, piece here, piece here. It appears to be broken up. But really, in this diversity which you are seeing, in this universe, this diversity which we see, this diversity actually has a unifying one reality at its root. So there's a unity in the diversity. Now, here I have laid down the Upanishadic teaching of the oneness of all things in the universe. But that one thing appears in a dualistic fashion. One thing, like one light in that movie theater, one light is taken on all the forms. The same one light is falling on the screen, filtering through the film, and that light has taken on the form of Amitabh Bachchan and also taken on the form of Gabbar Singh. So the light has taken on the form of this hero and villain. Both of them, one light. So in the same way, existence manifests in various names and forms, but with a dualistic or with a dual tinge. So you have in the universe, in the same atom, you have a positive charge and a negative charge. You have in the universe hot and cold. You have rich and poor. Sukha dukkhe same kritva lava lavo jaya jaya. Bhagavan tells all the pairs, different pairs, dualistic pairs in Gita like that. Huh? Joy and sorrow, gain and loss, victory and defeat, hot and cold, rich and poor. The whole thing manifests in this dualistic way. Actually, I am avoiding purposely to say the pairs of opposites. This is another phrase that we have to cleanse from our vocabulary. Pairs of opposites. This is translated. Actually, the word in Bhagavad Gita and the Upanishad is dvandva. Dvandva means duality. It doesn't mean pair of opposites. We don't have Sanskrit words like that. It means duality. There's a dual aspect in the universe. It didn't say pairs of opposites. That was a British translation. If you want to call them, you call them as complementary pairs. Can you have hot without cold? Can we have rich without poor? Can we have joy without sorrow? Means only when one is there, then you know the other one. One has to be there to contrast. Otherwise, you can't know the other one. So they're called complementary pairs. So now, this Sat or existence manifests as these complementary pairs. And regarding these complementary pairs, there's a very famous line. चलती चाकी देख कर सो दिया कबीरा रो 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 दो पाथन के बीचिया दो पाथन के बीचिया दो पाथन के बीचिया दो पाथन के बीचिया साबत बचा न कोई कबीरा साबत बचा न कोई चलती चाकी देख कर सो दिया कबीरा रो 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 Kabir, I don't know how today only Kabir verses come in my mind. Kabir Sahib says, he went to somebody's house. Long ago, those people who were my age and above, they would remember something called a jata. What they have is 2 slabs of stones, right? One slab is about that thick, round. So what is to happen in the middle? There is a round stone, 2 slabs. In the middle there was a pole connecting the 2 of them. And the top one you just spin like this. And grains they used to put in the middle there, and those grains go in the middle and they filter between the 2 stones while you are turning, and they get powdered. And they come out on the side like that. That's how they used to grind things in the old days. Of course, now you have magic bullet and all kind of things. So they used to grind dal and all things like that in the old days. So now, when he saw these 2 slab of stones, he felt sorry for that grain. दो पाथन के बीच में, if that grain, when that grain goes in between that stone, he gets pulverized. That is the idea. So he felt sorry, so he burst out into this verse. तो पाथन के बीच में साबुत बचा न कोई. Nobody could save that grain once he gets in there. Why? He was contemplating on the jiva, you and I, how we have all been born in this world and we are caught between these complementary pairs. And that causes our mind to oscillate and jump hither and thither and never have settledness. We're all the time agitated, chanchal, moving, restless, this, that, and all. And we could see, one moment we will have joy and we're laughing and jumping and everything. And the same person next moment, misery and sorrow and crying and this and that. Same person. So we are caught like that grain between these two slabs of stone, like that. Between joy and sorrow, between health and disease. One day well, next day, oh, Swamiji, I have bellyache. I can't come satsang today. Can't come to the satsang. Headache, bellyache. One man told our Gurudev, so Gurudev, I have a headache. Gurudev said, that is a good thing. That proves that you have a head. So, we are also torn between these pairs, this Dvandva universe, right? And so now, the rishis have looked at the world, they have figured out the nature, fundamental nature of the world, and they have also deciphered this jiva's position, place in this world, and then they have come up with perfect sadhana, spiritual practice, so that we'll be able to transcend both. Please remember the teaching of Bhagavad Gita, the teaching of the Upanishads is to transcend both sukha and dukkha, transcend both mangal and amangal, to transcend both dharma and adharma. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam. We are not saying, our goal in Sanatana Dharma is not that, oh, I will escape all sorrow and I will only have joy. I will escape all disease and I will only have health. The two have to always coexist. You cannot have joy without sorrow. You cannot have health without disease. Please remember this. You cannot have an atom with only a positive charge. Please understand the nature of the universe. There is no atom in the universe that has only a positive charge with no negative charge. And not only that, that is not possible also. That is an impossibility. So, the rishis have come up with all of these wonderful, nice sadhana, and sadhana they have derived how, or they have made for us how? After really observing this universe. Huh? Not just, okay, do like this or do like that. After really observing the universe, they were the best observers civilization has ever seen. Without microscope, no electron microscope. Because the best electron microscope is right here. They went deep inside and discovered every secret about this universe. Now, with regard to the jiva and his sustenance, the jiva and all the things that he requires for sustaining his life, they realize that the earth and the rivers and all the things around us, the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, and everything, they all play a very integral role in sustaining our life every single minute, every second. All things around sustain our life every second. And so this jiva, who takes the thing to be just take the trees, the rivers, the mountains, the earth, takes everything to just be some superficial existence that is there to loot and plunder and ravage and all. The Rishi said, no. Your sustenance lies in all of these things around. In fact, not only that, it is not just that the earth is sustaining you and me, it is I am part and parcel of the earth, because the earth is made up of the same existence and I am made up of the same existence. And so when I discover that the earth is me, I am the earth and the earth is me. When we discover this thing, is there anybody in this world who takes deliberately an iron ball and drops it on his toe? Anybody will do? No. If you see somebody dropping an iron ball on his toe and then he holds his toe and starts jumping, you will say something is wrong with him. Nobody will take an iron ball and drop it on their toe. Because everybody has the feeling, it's my toe. You will drop it on your neighbor's toe, but not your toe. So, just as you have the feeling that it's my toe and I want to protect it and I will nurse it and I will take care of it and all that, when we discover, well, all this is me, the whole universe is me, then how are we going to commit any atrocity on that universe? We can't, because I would come to realize it is all me. So the protection of the earth and the protection of the Dharti Mata is not, please pay attention, I'm going to tell you something now. Protection of Dharti Mata is not a movement in Sanatana Dharma. You know how we have movement like Greenpeace and this, organization, which all movements started to protect earth. Their movement started to protect earth. Protection of earth is intrinsic to Sanatana Dharma. It's not a movement, bhaiya. Because of the Sanatanist world view that it is me, who doesn't want to protect himself? Who doesn't want to protect his toe? So because of this world view that everything is intimately connected, I have to have a natural vested interest in protecting everything. And like that now, when the rishis observe that this earth is sustaining me every moment, they started, the one who sustains in ordinary life is mother, isn't it? How the mother nourishes, how the mother sustains, protects, how the mother takes care. So they gave name Dharti Mata. So this is about the name of Dharti Mata because it sustains me, just like my hand is used for feeding me. So the earth is producing everything that I need. Now, besides this Dharti Mata, there is one more phrase I want to tell you. Very important phrase that has become very, very popular now. And presently, the Prime Minister of India is using it, and the Indian government is using it as a phrase to spread to the whole world. This is called as Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Have you heard this phrase? Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So what is it in that there? There's a few words. Vasudha Eva Kutumbakam. There are 3 words. And when you join up, a Sanskrit has something called Sandhi. They join up words like that. English also has that. Like understand. Understand is 2 words. Under and stand. The 2 words separately has no bearing on the resultant word. The meaning of the resultant word. Otherwise, you'll come up with some very funny thing like a misunderstood. That's not a misstanding under something, The individual words have no bearing on the resultant meaning. Anyway, so now, when we join up Vasudha Eva Kutumbakam, in Sanskrit you get Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So now this Vasudha word is literal meaning earth. Literal meaning of Vasudha is earth. Now translate. Kutumbakam means family. Family, right? So Vasudha eva means indeed. Vasudha eva. Eva means indeed. Indeed, the whole earth is one big family. But the reason why I am bringing this Vasudha word is because the word is broader. Now, when we think about earth, we usually think about, this, the ground and the soil. That is the earth. But the word Vasudha is meant to relate to us that earth represents every single thing that you can see. Go chara jahal lagi man jai, Tulsidas said. Wherever the mind and senses could reach, it is all earth. From that perspective, earth is an organism. If you see the dictionary, what is an organism? It's a system or an organization that has interdependent parts. It's an organism. So the earth is an organism in the view of Sanatana Dharma. Meaning what? That every part is interdependent. That let me just slow down a little bit and tell you what all things will be included. So first, all the trees, all the animals, all the rivers, all the mountains, all the soil, all the little microorganisms. There are 3 trillion of them in our stomach. These little microorganisms, right? So now, just in one person's stomach, whatever number, like big number. And how many organisms, how many little bacteria that break down every day all the organic material and make manure so that the next tree can grow. And this has been going on for millions and millions of years. All of it is part of the earth. Vasudha word means all of this. And we are all family. You are family with the coronavirus also, you know that. There are some families that you don't like. That's correct or not? You see that family coming, you tell the little child, go and tell them I'm not home. Little child go by the door and say, "My father say he's not home." But we are related to every single one of them, and all make up the earth. And they play a very, very important role. If these little microorganisms were not there, there will be nothing to break down the plants and the leaves and all things and all that, and there will be no food production, nothing will happen. They all have to be there. So like all the air, the waters, the mountains, the trees, everything, the whole whatever you can see, to see that I told you, wherever the eyes can go, all of it falls under the term earth. Vasudha. And that earth is integral part of me, and I am an integral part of it. And every iota of your being is sustained by some part of the earth. Now see, I told you the air also belongs to earth, because the air just doesn't leave the earth and fly out into space. The air also stays because of gravity. The air stays on the earth. And then I am breathing air all day. So I need the air of the earth. Then, now see, all this is thinking. You have to go on doing vichar, like the reflection. See, it is said we could do without food for a few weeks. We could do without water for a few days. We could do without air for a few seconds. We can live without air for a few seconds. And without thinking, whole lifetime. Human beings are not, I'm not talking about you. You are thinking people, therefore you are here. But human beings are like that only. We don't, and nowadays getting worse. We are letting the social media think for us, and the television think for us, and the phone thinks for us, and it's going to get much worse. Because AI is coming. That is just destruction. There is a theory, which you all know, it is true also. What you don't use, you lose. Correct? So now, we don't use our brain more. So after some time, it will. See, when we used to go to school, they used to have to add 2 plus 2 and do long division and all that. What? All that? Now you have a calculator on your phone. So all that capacity of the brain is gone, dead. And like that, we have more and more handicapping, more and more faculties, more and more capacities of the brain. And with AI now, the whole thing will be gone totally. And there's no joke thing. That's actually going to happen. It has to happen also because of the nature of Prakriti. Anyway, there's a big discussion. So the thing that I was telling you is that we have to think there are so many things included in the word earth, Vasudha. And all of it is required for my existence. If you just remove the flora and fauna from your belly, you will be. That is also part of the earth. And from this standpoint, the earth is sustaining me every second of my life. And therefore, that which sustains every second, every iota of my being is owed to the earth. That which sustains every moment. Why is she not Mata? How will she not be Mata? She sustains me. Actually, when we were born, we were this little. Right? 5-pound bouncing baby boy. I don't know why they call it bouncing. The poor fellow just sit down, not bouncing or anything. English language also is a very funny thing. They say bouncing baby boy, bouncing baby girl. English language really, they say your nose running and foot smelling. Foot smell and nose run. But it's supposed to be the foot run and the nose smell. That's a very peculiar thing. English language is wonderful, actually. So anyway, when we were born, we were this little. How you became this big? Well, you went on eating, isn't it? And all the food that you went on eating came from where? The earth. The earth only. And I mean all elements of the earth, because the plant that grew the bodhi, Bora is correct word. Trini people are very funny people, actually. So, the plant that grew the Bora, it used water from the earth, it used air from the earth, and it also used sunlight from our solar system, and used soil nutrients from the ground. It had to have all the elements for it to grow. And then you ate. And then when we ate, we grew from a bouncing baby boy 5 pounds. Yes, whatever I ate. And it went up and up. So this whole body is owed to the earth and all the elements like that. And all the elements are included when we say the Mother Earth. That is why I brought in that word Vasudha, because Vasudha is a big. No, it means all of us is a whole big family. We are not merely families with your relatives. It means uncle and auntie and cousin and this and that. Not just that family is meant. What is meant is the whole earth is related to me with all the elements. And people think this is just joking or this is just, intellectual jugglery and all that. It is not. I'll just give you a simple example. Now you see, all across the earth, we are having every year some severe flood. It is moving from one place to next. Some years ago, a whole bunch of us here, I see some people sitting here, we were in Bangkok, Thailand. Suddenly we got marooned. The whole city flooded. We couldn't leave. Then, recently, we had to raise funds and send to Kerala, South India. Then, we are seeing every day in a different part of the news, the whole of New Orleans and Houston and so many places. So it's just moving from place to place. Severe flooding. And all of these things are happening because we feel that we are not connected to that part of the earth. So if we go to Brazil and we demolish the rainforest and all that kind of thing, I'm living in America, that will not affect me, it will affect them. But that is not true. I told you, you are intimately connected to everything. And what goes around comes around. We are intimately connected. I'll just tell you, really, we had, some of us who are sitting here, we had gone to some of the South American country here. And the tour guide was telling that the present existing forest in South America, presently existing forest, is only 7% of what the Europeans met there when they came. Only 7%. It means they have destroyed 93% of it. Now, a tree is 50% water. A human being is about 70% or so, right? A tree is 50% water. If you destroy in this whole continent 93% of the trees, where did the water go? Well, naturally the water will be and also increasing, and therefore you have rising oceans everywhere. And then we are all at the same time taking out fossil fuels from underneath. We are changing the whole balance of the earth and all of that. So many things. And we are thinking, if we do it there, it will not affect us here. But the water is, we have increased the amount of water. Water that was sitting in the form of a tree, now you have released it into the environment. And now it has to go somewhere. So there's an excess. And so it is just moving and falls here, falls. And do you think it is going to get better? Because we have forgot Vasudhaiva, Kutum, Vakam. We have not really delved into the significance of that phrase. Are bhai, the tree is me. I should not destroy myself. Nobody wants to even get a little piece of his skin cut off. So, just the study of the word itself, one Vasudha, and how we are all intimately connected like that, should make me now change my attitude towards this earth. And when I talk about earth, we are not talking in Sanatana Dharma, we are not talking about just the soil. We are talking about the whole organism with all the air and water and trees and everything, all the little microbes and all. So much required for everything. So, like that, the Sanatana Dharma worldview is a oneness, which one reality at the fundamental level of all things, that one reality has just taken on all of these names and forms, and it has taken on the form of the sustainer and the sustained. It has taken on the form of the hot and cold and all the complementary pairs which we know. And from that standpoint, we say, in Sanatana Dharma, ecological protection or environmental protection becomes intrinsic and fundamental. It is not something that we started at some time, some movement and all that kind of thing. Okay, now, In Sanskrit language, we have Dharti Mata. So there is one word, Dharti. Then there's another word called as Bhumi. Then there's another word, just now I told you, it's called as this Vasudha. Then there's Prithvi. Then there's Bhu also, word for earth. And all of them will have the same significance. Everything is included. We're not just talking about soil. And there's Avani. There's so many words in Sanskrit for earth. Because the rishis realize, see, a Devata has 108 names. Devata who doesn't sustain. But the earth who sustains every being, why will not have so many names? So many names are there. Huh? All right. So now, this Sanatan Dharma is intrinsically an ecological religion, and it is derived from this worldview that we are all one. I need you, you need me, and everything in the world needs me, and we need that also, everything in this world. In fact, when we say we, you could minus human beings from the equation. The others. Human beings this earth can continue very well without human beings. Actually, it will continue better. Because we are the ones who destroy everything. Now, as I told, there are several names, and one name is called as Bhumi for Dharti, Dharti Mata. So I want to talk about this Dharti Mata now, and then I'll talk about Bhumi also. Dharti comes from Sanskrit Dhri. Dhri is the same root from which Dharma is born. The word Dharma, you know. This, I'll come back to it just now. In this time, of the year, we go on worshipping the Devi in so many forms. So here, Mother Earth is Devi, Mother Ganga is Devi. It is the manifested aspect of the same reality we are talking about, which is one and same with the reality. Yeah? Let us chant for a moment, and then we'll come back. Durge, 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 Jai Jai Ma. Sagari Ma,
Karuna Sagari Ma,
Kali Kapalini Ma,
Kali Kapalini Ma,
Karuna Sagari Ma,
Karuna Sagari Ma,
Kali Kapalini Ma,
Kali Kapalini Ma,
Jagadodharini Ma,
Jagadodharini Ma,
Jagadodharini Ma,
Jagadodharini Ma,
Amba Durge Jai Jai Ma,
Amba Durge Jai Jai Ma,
Kali Durge Jai Jai Ma,
Kali Durge Jai Jai Ma,
Durge, Durge, Durge Jai Jai Ma,
Durge, Durge, Durge Jai Jai Ma,
Durge, Durge, Durge Jai Jai Ma. Jagdamba Mata Ki Jai.
Jai.
It will do us well as a civilization to think of the earth as mother than any other thing, because it is she who is called as Dharti Mata, which comes from Dhri, which means she holds, sustains, nourishes. Dhri word in Sanskrit means to hold together. And I just show you how that is so ubiquitous in our life. When we eat, you eat chana and aloo, paratha. So what happens? It goes inside the stomach, and there it is digested and all that kind of thing, and absorbed, and then the nutrients go to different cells, and they take it, and then they make more cells and renew and all that kind of thing, right? And we hold it. It is not that you eat and the nutrients go to the stomach and then come like that, and then come to the skin and flies out into the air and goes up in the sky. No, the body is able to hold the nutrients and to utilize them effectively, fruitfully, and all that. Well, all systems that emerge from the earth and all systems that exist in the earth actually replicate that very wonderful aspect of the earth. The earth is called she who holds. Dharti from Dhri means who to hold, to keep together. So see, if the earth did not have gravity to hold the air would have just fly out into space. Then from tomorrow we have no air to breathe. The waters staying on the earth, it would have just flown out. So she is holding everything, holding the water, holding the air, holding everything here for us. And so we are able, and then she's holding us also. Otherwise you also would have reached Mars. She's holding me also here. And all of that, now for those of you who study a little bit of science, you know all that is working because there is something called as gravity. So gravity is holding everything, right? On that ball, on that sphere. So, even if you take from a very simple scientific standpoint, how she holds everything, so that by holding me and holding all the things, I'm able to get nourishment. Dharti, like that. So, other thing is, see, this is very important. Holding is rajasic. We call it the force of gravity. It's a force, right? But she also holds with a neatness and a predictability. She also holds with an order. It is not that she holds the water on the ocean today, and tomorrow she holds the water on the land. Everything is in its place, very neatly held together. Not that the air goes under the water and the water goes up in the sky. Everything is held neatly in place. That aspect of holding everything neatly, holding everything properly in place, that aspect is called the sattvic aspect of Dharti Mata. It is not just a chaotic holding. So the part about holding the force, that is Rajasic. The Sattvic is holding everything in place in a neat, ordered fashion. Everything is held. And meaning to say, for example, the tree grows with the roots down and the branches up. And she holds it like that. Make sure that it follows also. And also, we walk on our foot. Walk on our feet. And our head is up. So all things are held like that perfectly, as it in neat fashion. And the last aspect, which is the tamasic aspect, means when you put something here today, see, you take this object and you put it here today. Tomorrow when you come back, it is there. It doesn't just move by itself. And this is what doesn't say, I don't like this singhasan, I'll go and sit there with the shrotas and all. When you put it there, it stays there. It's called the inertia, the tamasic aspect of Dharti Mata. But when you put something here today, you could come back. You put the bucket to full under the tap, and you go and do something else because it's dripping. Because Vasa cut off the water. It's dripping. So you put the bucket and you go to do something else. After some half an hour and all, drop, you come back for your bucket. You know it is there. Well, most time you know it is there. Except for unforeseen circumstances and all, it will always be there. So that is called the inertia, the tamasic aspect of Dharti Mata. So she keeps things as we laid them. When you build your house, in Shogunas and you go Canada for holiday and come back, your house is still in Shogunas, you know. The house doesn't suddenly get up and go to Arangwes. So, that is called the tamasic aspect. It stays put. Then, the force is the rajasic aspect of Dharti Mata. She's holding in all of these ways, and holds in a very neat and perfect fashion. She holds with intelligence, actually. Things just don't turn topsy-turvy the next day. There's intelligence abounding in the universe or not? Every single thing. So like that, the three sattva, rajas and tamas is associated with this holding. Dharti Mata, she's called. Now, she is also called as Bhumi. And I'm going to just lay down now the seedlings for tomorrow's discourse. Bhumi. Bhu in Sanskrit means to be, to exist. Bhu also means to manifest. To manifest. So now see, I'll give you an example of this manifestation. See how wonderful Earth, Mother Earth is. This is a true thing. Somebody, I had in front of my, where I'm staying there, that kutia, a little pot like this, with some nice soil somebody gave. So in that, I brought tulsi flowers and I just sprinkled like that. And a nice tulsi came up in that pot. Now, you know, tulsi is so fragrant, so wonderful to smell. Actually, it's tantalizing, this. So good. Sometimes I'll just... Then one Pandit, one Babaji from very close there, he passed by. He gave me scorpion pepper. He says, Swamiji, plant this. Scorpion pepper. Well, I don't know what people do with scorpion pepper, you know. I can't really figure it out how exactly, what is the use of scorpion, because you can't eat that thing, isn't it? One touch and... Sometimes there's use. One fellow, he had a lazy donkey. So the neighbor tell him, that donkey lazy, I have a solution for that. You take a scorpion pepper, you cut it in half, and you put half down its throat. Well, that fellow said, okay, try. He cut it and put half down its throat. So that donkey took off. So this man said, no, look what you did. Now how I'll catch my donkey? He said, you eat the other half. So maybe it has some use. So anyway, the Babaji gave me that scorpion pepper and he said, you plant this thing. So I took that seed and put it in the same pot. Same pot, eh? So now on the same, that thing grew up here. In the same pot, tulsi And in the same pot now this scorpion pepper. Now please see, the air is same, the water is same, the sunlight is same, the soil is same. No, absolutely no difference. But the tulsi seed and the scorpion pepper seed are small little packages of intelligence that know how to take the same 4 elements and make totally different products. That is intelligence abounding in this universe or not? You cannot do that. I cannot do that. I cannot take those 4 elements and make anything. But this little packet of intelligence, tulsi seed is so tiny you could barely see it. It contains such a potent package of intelligence that it can take all the 4 elements and make something so fragrant that you want to eat it. And different package of intelligence in that little pepper seed to make something totally different. And all of that, including the soil and the water and everything that is there, the air, and the packet of intelligence which was found on the earth. We didn't bring it from space. All of this thing is called as Bhumi, Dharti, Vasudha, Prithvi. It is abounding with intelligence everywhere. So that's why that was the point. And this Bhumi, now, based on the intelligence that is there in this Bhumi, different things manifest. I just told you that Bhu means to bring into manifestation, to be, to become, like that. So Bhumi is all the time becoming something new. That is how we are coming up with. So all the things that we are having, like all the modern technology in the last 25, 30 years, right? Where is it coming from? Space or what? Earth only. So it is abounding with intelligence, already present. It just has to be manifested. And this is what is actually happening. Different people are finding out the different techniques, how to make it manifest. All of it is already part of Bhumi. All right. We will pick up this thing tomorrow from here. Bhumi, that's where we reach. And there's something called Bhumi Suktam in Vedas. Atharva Veda, Bhumi Suktam is there. I will also look at some of the mantras from the Bhumi Suktam. No. All right. This much, let me just tell a few announcements. And nobody has to speak again. Anybody has to speak? Huh? You have to do Havan? All right. Well, let me sing something, then you can do Havan, then I will do some announcements. Okay. Pandit has to do the Havan. भजो रे भैया राम गोविंद हरि
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 भजो रे भैया राम गोविंद हरि
भजो रे भैया राम गोविंद हरि
भजो रे भैया राम गोविंद हरि जप तप साधन कछु नहीं लागत,
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 खर्चत नहीं गठरी,
खर्चत नहीं गठरी,
खर्चत नहीं गठरी, भजो रे भैया राम गोविंद हरि, भजो रे भैया
राम गोविंद हरि,
भजो रे भैया राम गोविंद हरि,
भजो रे भैया राम गोविंद हरि,
राम गोविंद हरि,
राम गोविंद हरि,
भजो रे भैया राम गोविंद हरि,
भजो रे भैया राम गोविंद हरि,
संतत संपत सुख के कारण,
संगत संपत सुख के कारण,
संतत संपत सुख के कारण,
संगत संपत सुख के कारण,
जासो भूल पड़ी,
जासो भूल पड़ी,
जासो भूल पड़ी, भजो रे भैया राम गोविंद हरि, भजो रे भैया
राम गोविंद हरि,
राम गोविंद हरि,
राम गोविंद हरि,
भजो रे भैया राम गोविंद हरि,
भजो रे भैया राम गोविंद हरि,
कहत कबीर राम न जामुख, कहत कबीर
राम जामुख,
कहत कबीर राम न जामुख,
कहत कबीर राम जामुख,
वो मुख धूल भड़ी,
वो मुख धूल भरी,
वो मुख धूल भड़ी, भजो रे भैया राम गोविंद हरि, भजो रे भैया
राम गोविंद हरि,
भजो रे भैया राम गोविंद हरि,
भजो रे भैया राम गोविंद हरि,
राम गोविंद हरि,
राम गोविंद हरि,
भजो रे भैया 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 राम गोविंद हरि।
कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की जय। ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते सर्वं वै पूर्णं स्वाहा। आरती। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संकट, दास जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
जनों के संकट, दास जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
जो ध्यावे फल पावे, दुख बिन से मन का।
स्वामी दुख बिन से मन का।
सुख संपत्ति घर आवे, कष्ट मिटे तन का।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
मात पिता तुम मेरे, शरण गहूँ मैं किसकी। स्वामी
शरण गहूँ मैं किसकी।
तुम बिन और न दूजा,
तुम बिन और न दूजा।
आश करूं किसकी।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
तुम पूरन परमात्मा, तुम अंतर्यामी। स्वामी
तुम अंतर्यामी।
पर ब्रह्म परमेश्वर,
परब्रह्म परमेश्वर।
तुम सबके स्वामी।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
तुम करुणा के सागर, तुम पालन करता।
स्वामी तुम पालन करता।
मैं मूरख खल खामी,
मैं मूरख कर स्वामी।
कृपा करो भरता।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
तुम हो एक अगोचर, सबके प्राणपति।
स्वामी सबके प्राणपति।
किस विधि मिलो दया में,
किस विधि मिलो दया में।
तुमको मैं कुमति।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
दीन बंधु दुख हरता, तुम रक्षक मेरे।
स्वामी तुम रक्षक मेरे।
अपने हाथ उठाओ,
अपने हाथ उठाओ।
अपने हाथ उठाओ।
अपने हाथ उठाओ।
द्वार खड़ा तेरे।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
विषय विकार मिटाओ, पाप हरो देवा।
स्वामी पाप हरो देवा।
श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ,
श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ।
संतन की सेवा।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे। जय जगदीश हरे। स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संकट, दास जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
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 मंगलम भगवान विष्णु, मंगलम गरुड़ ध्वज, मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्षं, Let us all put our hands together as we take these last few moments to reflect on how absolutely indispensable that reality is in our life. That reality is our mother, our father, our friend, our companion, our learning, our wealth. Indeed, every single thing, our very own existence. To that reality, the rishis sang in metered lines, in praises. Tvameva mata chapita tvameva tvameva bandhash cha sakha tvameva tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva tvameva sarvam mama deva deva tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. बोलिए जगदम्बा माता की जय, श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। नमः पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव। हरि ओम तत्सत।
Namaste. Sitaram. Hari Om. On behalf of all of us at the NCIC, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to our beloved Swami Prakashananda and members of the Kirtan Mandali of the Chinmaya Mission. Tonight we have learned so much, Swamiji, from your perspective of Dharati Mata and for laying the foundation for the other 2 nights of this course. A very special thank you to all media houses, namely IETV, Taj 92.3 FM, Sangeet 106.1 FM, U 97.5 FM, Fire 101.7 FM. Please do collect your prasad on exit of the hall and please partake of bhojan lovingly prepared for you just next door. I thank you. Jai Sitaram, Jai Dharati Mata.
Jai Shri Ram, Jai Datti Mata. Thank you, Pandit.
ताल मिले नदी के जल में